Hello Nidorinoans and Nidorinos, I'm King Nido and today we're coming in from Mahogany City and I cannot wait for this matchup because the Explorers are hosting the Hammerlock Draconids, and as they send out their starting lineups we're going to have a look at that tail of the tape as the Explorers, although they're sitting in 4th, if they can end the 7-game win streak of the Draconids they will move themselves into 1st place, but the Hammerlock Draconids are looking better than ever and they do not want to let this win streak and they want to carry it to the end of the season. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the Ice types? Will it be the Dragon types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And it is going to be that Terastal Draftee Sneasler who we have not seen since round 8, being joined by Beartic. It's going to be Exeggutor in its Alolan form, and Cyclizar on the side of the Hammerlock Draconids. But here we go, these two heavily improved sides going head to head as Sneasler sets up the Psychic Terrain, and normally it would want nothing to do with that, but it's now taken on that Ice typing as that battlefield does get just a little bit weird. Cyclizar is going to go for the Victory Dance already very early to be celebrating with a Victory Dance, boosting that physical attack, boosting that physical defense, boosting that speed, trying to ensure that it has speed control over Sneasler. Beartic, however, is going to go for the Fire Fang, trying to capitalize on that Part Grass typing of Exeggutor, who does respond with the Flame Charge. Super effective there onto Beartic, getting the speed boost for itself in the process, as well as Cyclizar is going to go for the Mach Punch, getting in massive super effective damage onto Sneasler, who is going to respond with the Aura Sphere, capitalizing on that Part Normal typing for some super effective damage onto Cyclizar. Exeggutor though is going to fly up high into the sky, which is such a phenomenal sight as Beartic is going to go for the Retaliate, but Exeggutor is able to avoid that attack, allowing allowing a Guillotine from Cyclizar, and it connects with the Oko onto Sneasler, taking it out of this matchup, seeing it as a threat. It went for a high risk and it paid off fantastically for the Dragon. Normal type getting that early lead for the Draconids. That fly is going to be avoided though by Beartic, allowing Beartic to respond with the Will-O-Wisp onto Exeggutor here. It is going to leave it with that burn that will cut into its physical attack, but also be doing that chip damage to it, as well as we see that taking place now on the field. It is going to be Mamoswine coming out to join Beartic as Cyclizar with the Horn Leech, getting some fantastic damage onto Beartic and restoring its own health in the process, draining that energy. Mamoswine, however, going for its first move of the matchup. It goes for the Mountain Gale to eliminate Exeggutor with that super effective move, leveling the playing field. That's the response the Explorers needed, as another Guillotine, and it's going to connect for the Oko, and Cyclizar has been taken out by the same move that it took out Sneasler with. We have seen two Okos connect already in this matchup, as out comes Goodra in its Collision form. It's going to be joined by Haxorus as the Explorers have just taken the lead after a huge play. Haxorus, however, is going to go for that Sweet Scent on the field, lowering that evasiveness a great deal of the Explorers, making them easier targets. But Mamoswine is going to respond with the Thunderclap, but unfortunately that is going to fail, opening the door for Goodra to try and capitalize. It goes for the Aurora Veil, but that is going to fail because it is not snowing over the field, allowing Beartic to go for the Drain Punch, trying to restore its own energy that was stolen by Cyclizar earlier. It goes for Goodra, getting some good damage there, as well as that weirdness is going to disappear from the battlefield. Haxorus is going to go for the Chloroblast. It's going to get some recoil damage, a great deal, but it's able to take out Beartic, leveling the playing field, giving up half of its own health in the process. Mamoswine could actually capitalize here. It goes for the Bubble Beam instead onto Goodra, who heavily tanks that not very effective move. However, its own speed does get lowered in the process, but it is going to respond with the Charge. It is going to boost that special defense that's already base 150, as now out comes Cloyster for the Mahogany Explorers, and Haxorus is going to immediately meet it with that Thunder Fang, capitalizing on that Part Water typing, and Mamoswine looking to respond is going to go for the Blaze Kick, another not very effective move onto Goodra, getting better damage this time though, and Cloyster does follow it up with another Mountain Gale, but that's going to be avoided by Haxorus, a crucial evasion there, allowing Goodra to go for the Zing Zap onto Cloyster, super effective, and it gets the elimination. The Draconids have just taken back the lead. Now out comes Cryogonal for the Mahogany Explorers, and immediately it goes for the Shadow Punch onto Haxorus, getting some good chip damage, but Haxorus does respond with the Water Pledge, getting some okay damage, but it should have gone for Mamoswine, who goes with the Aqua Jet, putting Goodra into knockout range with that not very effective move. Goodra does respond with the Spike, trying to cut into that PP of Cryogonal here, wanting to see it struggle on the field, but Cryogonal is going to go for the Sparkling Arrow. In response, it's going to connect with everyone on the field, though does put Haxorus into knockout range, but it's not very effective on the Dragon. It's doing more damage to Mamoswine. The Dark Void from Haxorus is unable to be performed due to some nightmarish presence, allowing Mamoswine to set up the Reflect. It is going to make the Explorers stronger against physical moves. However, Goodra with the Seismic Toss, getting in that consistent damage, putting Mamoswine into knockout range. Cryogonal with the nasty plot. It is going to boost its special attack a great deal, as Haxorus is going to go for the Mystical Power onto Mamoswine to get the elimination. There's now 4 Pokemon remaining for the Hammerlock Draconids. There are only 2 remaining for the Mahogany Explorers as that special attack boost for Haxorus as well. And we see another Will-O-Wisp, this time from Goodra onto Cryogonal, leaving it with that burn, which is also going to cut into its physical attack, but also doing that chip damage, melting away Cryogonal here on the field. And it is going to be Baxcalibur as the last Pokemon for the Mahogany Explorers. We see the bind from Cryogonal onto Haxorus, doing a little bit of chip damage, but it is going to be continuing to squeeze Haxorus. Baxcalibur follows it up though with the Circle Throw, and it's not going to send Goodra back to the bench to be switched out. It's going to eliminate it from this matchup. The Terra Blast here from Haxorus onto Cryogonal, getting some good damage there. But it is now a 2 versus 3 matchup as that burn is continuing to melt away Cryogonal. There is that bind though in response onto Haxorus, making it such an easy target. It is going to be Altaria coming out for the Hammerlock Draconids. Cryogonal with the Syrup Bomb, immediately meeting it as it comes out onto the field with that not very effective move, but it does get it covered in that sticky candy syrup. Baxcalibur follows it up with the Lunge to eliminate Haxorus. It's now a 2 versus 2 matchup for the top spot on the leaderboard. Altaria is going to respond with the Venoshock though onto Cryogonal, getting some good damage, and there is that burn still doing that chip damage. There's that speed being lowered of Altaria as we're about to find out the last Pokemon for the Hammerlock Draconids, and it's Noivern coming out onto the field, immediately going and setting up the grassy terrain, but the only one who's really going to benefit from that is Baxcalibur, because everybody else is either a flying type or levitating over the field. Cryogonal with the Mist Ball, and it goes for Noivern, getting some fantastic damage, lowering its special attack in the process, and Baxcalibur follows it up with the Tail Whip, looking to lower those defenses of the Flying Dragon types, who need to capitalize on the fact that Baxcalibur is also part Dragon type. We get the Aqua Jet though from Altaria. Baxcalibur tanks that not very effective move and immediately gets that health that was lost restored by the grassy terrain, but there is that health being cut into of Cryogonal thanks to that burn that was set up by Goodra. That speed continuing to be lowered of Altaria as the Reflect wears off for the Explorers. The Struggle Bug from Noivern puts Cryogonal into knockout range, lowering the special attack of both ice types on the field, as well as Cryogonal is going to respond with the Vice Grip, continuing to go for Noivern, getting some good chip damage there, and Baxcalibur is going to follow it up by going for the Wonder Room. It is going to switch everybody's defense and special defense in this match. Altaria with the Attract, but that is going to fail. And this allows that health to be restored with nothing to worry about for Baxcalibur, except for the fact that Cryogonal is still melting away there by its side, that speed still being lowered for Altaria. Noivern could capitalize, going with the Dragon Shield, looking to help out Altaria. This could be a critical time to be getting pumped in this matchup. As we are still down to the last 2 Pokemon, Cryogonal is going to go for the Corrosive Gas. It's going to burn up everybody's Leopard Berries. That's a risky play because this could lead to somebody struggling, and it doesn't want Baxcalibur to be doing that recoil damage in this matchup. Baxcalibur though is going to follow it up with the Flatter on to Noivern. This is going to leave it in a confused state, but not before boosting that special attack. Noivern does not want to be doing any damage to itself in this matchup, as Altaria is going to go for the Glare, onto Baxcalibur. That is going to leave it with that paralysis, and it's going to slow it down. It may be unable to move. There's status conditions all about on the side of the Mahogany Explorers at the moment, and it looks like Cryogonal may only have one turn left in it. If Noivern is able to shake off this confusion though, it may be able to eliminate it. And it shakes off the confusion to go for the dig. It's going to bury its way underground. And Cryogonal is going to go for the gravity. This is actually really intelligent, although it makes it open to being hit with that dig. It is going to have its health restored by that grassy terrain. If Altaria doesn't actually finish it off first, it could keep it in this matchup unless the burn does more damage. Baxcalibur with the Psychic, and it does go for Altaria. And it gets in some great damage with its own critical hit, lowering the special defense of Altaria in the process. But Altaria does respond with going for another attract, but it's not going to work on the ice types as that health is restored for everybody who's taking damage, which is everybody on the field. Cryogonal needs to hang on though, and it's able to. The burn's not doing enough. Noivern needs to shake off this confusion, but it's unable to. It does damage to itself whilst in the midst of the dig, and the Metal Burst from Cryogonal is going to fail. And Baxcalibur is unable to move due to its paralysis. This opens the door for Altaria to capitalize. It could get an elimination. It goes for the Boom Burst. It connects with everybody on the field. It gets 2 eliminations, but one of them is Noivern. We are down to a 1 versus 1 matchup because Baxcalibur and Altaria are the only ones remaining. Cryogonal has been taken out of this matchup. There's that health being restored because that gravity is in full effect, but that grass has disappeared from the field. Baxcalibur shakes off its paralysis. It goes for the Noble Roar onto Altaria, lowering its physical attack and its special attack in the process, as Altaria is going to respond with the Crunch, getting some good chip damage there, but needs to go for bigger things as those defenses are reverted because the Wonder Room has worn off. We get the Rock Polish here from Baxcalibur. It is going to boost its speed, but it's already got speed control even with the paralysis. Altaria with the Aqua Jet, this will be resisted by Baxcalibur. And that critical hit did come into play as Baxcalibur does respond with the Mega Horn, still shaking off that paralysis, and it puts Altaria into knockout range with that not very effective move. Who goes for the Aurora Veil? It's not snowing, it's going to fail. Gravity is returned to normal. Altaria can fly again, and Baxcalibur with the Fling, but it's got no Leopard Berry because it was burned up due to the corrosive gas by Cryogonal earlier. Altaria with the Mystical Power trying to capitalize, gets in another critical hit, gets in some great damage there, and gets the special attack boost in the process. Baxcalibur shakes off that paralysis again, going for the Fiery Dance. This is going to be resisted though, and it keeps Altaria in the match from that not very effective move, the special attack boost for Baxcalibur. We've got a time warning as well. We've only seen overtime once so far this season, the evasive boost for Altaria, but Baxcalibur is unable to move due to its paralysis. Altaria could capitalize. It goes for the block. It is going to make it so Baxcalibur can no longer escape, but it's not looking to go anywhere. But unfortunately, it still can't move due to the paralysis. Opening the door once again for Altaria to capitalize. It goes, sets up the Toxic Spikes, but the entry hazards are irrelevant. We are down to the last Pokemon on each side. As Baxcalibur shakes off the paralysis, it sets up the Reflect. It is going to make itself stronger against physical moves, and Altaria is going to go for the Shadow Sneak. Does very little damage to Baxcalibur, who responds with the Smart Strike. This is not going to miss that. Evasive boost does not matter, and neither does the win streak of the Draconids because it has ended. The Explorers have worked their way back from a 2v4 disadvantage to end the win streak of the Draconids and move themselves on top of the leaderboard, and they want to keep it that way because next round they are going up against a just as big a challenge against the Lava Ridge Flare, whereas for the Draconids they will be going up against the Goldenrod Guild, who have been upsetting powerful sides. So with that said, let us know who you think was the best on field as I try to regain my composure, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.